Welcome to this coffee lecture of the Chemistry, Biology, Pharmacy Information Center. My name is Maria Pechlaner, and I will want to introduce you to Mercury today. Mercury is a software with which you can visualize and analyze crystal structures, mainly for small molecules. It's provided by the Cambridge Crystallographic Data Center. And most importantly, there is a basic version that is available for free for macOS, Linux, and Windows, which already provides many useful features. You can load structural data in many different formats. It allows you to display packing diagrams and space group symmetry elements. You can explore networks of and intermolecular contacts, but you can also calculate simulated powder patterns or analyze void spaces. And in the end, you can you have lots of options to customize how the structure is displayed and can then export a ray traced image. There are many more features that are then only available with a paid license. You can get the software from the website of the Cambridge Crystallographic Data Center. Just make sure to choose here the free version, the free Mercury and not Mercury. Then you will get a link to the download page. You will have to create an account and then you can download the software. During the installation, you need to choose this Activate CSD community and then you're ready to go. Today, I want to show you some of the features of Mercury with this example of a heptapeptide that forms amyloid-like fibrils. Mercury makes it very easy to create figures like the one here, where you can then see that there are wet and dry interfaces between the fibrils. And it also makes it very easy to visualize the network of interactions that makes these fibrils so stable. So I will jump to the program that I have open somewhere. And I will open the structure. Here you can see there's many different formats that you could use. I will use the PDB file here. Then now we have our heptapeptide here, and there's some water molecules, a zinc ion and acetate. You have many different styles to choose from, like wireframe, ball and sticks. You can color in different colors, and you can, up here in display, you can really choose the style of all the objects that we see here. So the thickness of the lines, the size of the atoms, and the colors of everything. You can put labels on them. So, for example, I just label the metal ions now. So you can customize your display, but you can also just choose one of the predefined styles here. And you can change any of those styles or create your own. Like I just created a style here with a little thicker lines that might be easier to see for today. If I click down here on packing, I can see the, the contents of the unit cell. And one thing you might be interested here is the distance between the two aromatic rings that we see here. For this, you can calculate centroids. So first I have to select the aromatic rings, which I can do with this lasso mode of picking. So I choose one of the rings and say new centroid, okay. And then I choose the other one. Oops. And new centroid. And now I can measure a distance between the two. And in a similar way, I can also measure the angle between these two. If I so I can calculate the plane that goes through this ring. And for the other one. And then I can measure the angle between these two planes. So I can select them by clicking on them. Hmm. So I have the yellow dots here. I don't know if you can see the marks that I selected the first plane and the second one, and then I get the angle here. I can also, down here under more info, I find lists of those measurements that I made now, and I can export them to CSV files. So I have the distances and the angles. Now to have a closer look at the packing, I will just clear the objects and the measurements again. And here under packing and slicing, I can add, let's go to pick atoms. I can add molecules in all directions. So, and for now, I will just choose 3 by 3 by 3. And you can see the crystal here. If you look at it along the B-axis, you can see very well those wet and dry interfaces basically this is the same image that they had in the publication before. Now, if I I also want to show you how to display the interactions. I will make it a little smaller for that so that it's easier to calculate for the program and also easier to see. So down here you can choose to show either the hydrogen bonds or the short contacts. Let's see how that looks. So we see those all the contacts here, and if I go to edit here, I can also define which contacts should, or what are the criteria for of this contact. For example, for the hydrogen bond. You can really customize this as you want, and you can also add different types of contacts by yourself. What you can also do is, if you go to colors and contacts, you can choose to color the contacts by distance. And now we see soon. So, the shortest distances are around the zinc ions. So, and the longest distances are the blue ones. Also, those distances you will find then in a list here so that you can also those contacts so that you can export them and work with them in another program. And finally, I want to show you how to create a nicer picture. And I think I will make this, reduce this crystal again, and I will remove the contacts. And then you can save this in many different formats. So you can also save it as a CamDraw file or a PDF or PNGs and JPEGs. But if you want a nice picture for publication, you would go to Portrait Image. And then you can choose different styles here to export, background, color. You can also have it generate multiple frames for a rotation, so you can easily afterwards make a small animated GIF for it. So let's render that, and then we can have a look. So this is now just made quickly, but it's really easy to get a nice publication-worthy figures with that. That's already about it. what I wanted to show you for this molecule. There, here on the coffee lecture card, you can also see another representation style that will be very nice for smaller molecules. As always, there's this coffee lecture card. If you drop me an email, I can also send it to you. Tomorrow we have another coffee lecture. My colleague Yoshi Dolans will talk about new functionalities in EndNote 2025. With this, I want to thank you for your attention, and please ask me any questions you might still have here or online.